Want to support the channel? Go check out my Patreon. There's perks like access to videos early and plenty more rewards. Every contribution is appreciated as it keeps me making great content for you guys. For more information, go to patreon.com/Maqwell.
The sea of blue, it calls to you. I'm Leicester City through and through. Leicester City now until I die.
Look at the table before we go into the month of November. It's a 4-point gap between the top four. We are currently the only undefeated team so far, with Liverpool having lost a match last month, but still, they're ahead of us and they've only conceded twice. On the Champions League side of things, it's a bit interesting. I would say in our next match, which is against Club Brugge, if we manage to win that, we will basically advance to the next round, and if we can win the next match after that, which is against Galatasaray, then we'll practically win the group. So now, we go into the second half of the Champions League group stage matches. We have Club Brugge.
Jonathan, why do you forsake me? I spent over 30 million on you, and all you have done is nothing. You are nothing to me. You are just a dark-skinned Harry Maguire. Every time I wake up in the morning, all I can think of is the pure hatred I have for you because of the suffering you put me through. Please perish in the name of God, the Almighty and Powerful.
To the heavens I call, from Mother Earth, to combat all evil that is our back four. Angels, I call upon thee. Alexander Isak. 19 minutes played, Leicester City on the attack. It's Wilfred Ndidi getting in between the two midfielders. He passes it down to Minamino. Minamino with a great ball to Alexander Isak. He cuts, then he just stops, then drops, then pops. We've gotten one back. Just a little bit later into this one, it's Adria Pedrosa to Daniel Podence. Now he's gotten it to Isak, and Isak, no one even daring coming towards him as he's gonna find the back of the net again. And already, we've made a comeback from 2-0 down. Into the second half now, it's Voed on the ball, but he's dispossessed by Wilfred Ndidi. Now it's James Glover on the ball. He gets a lovely pass to Alexander Isak in behind the back four, and Isak is going to get a hat trick in just 49 minutes. This man is built different. And now 68 minutes played as Alexander Isak. He passes this one to James Glover. Now to Dennis Pratt. Nowhere to really go, so he brings it back to Isak. Now to Ndidi. Ndidi then drops it down to the sus king Daniel Podence. Give him that sus love, Daniel Podence. It's out to Isak in the middle, and he blasts that one into the back of the net. He's got 4 goals in this match, and we get our 3 points, and more importantly, boys, we advance to the next round. All right, let's calm down a bit. Tottenham. And again, Tottenham at home, not very threatening whatsoever. And Ndidi with a great block as this one falls right to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes with plenty of space to just cross this one in for Jamie Vardy, but it's saved by the keeper, but then it falls right to Cengiz Ünder, that new number 7, once again improving his game, and it's 1-0 to Leicester City. Okay, new challenge. I'm not going to say the phrase, and we're going to see how far I can go with this. But then a corner for Leicester City. It's James Glover whipping this one in, and it's Lucas Hernandez on the end of that one. It's a bit of a lucky bounce, but it's still 2-0, and Lucas Hernandez's first goal of his Leicester career. Southampton. The end of the half beckons, and here's Southampton with a chance, but it's Wilfred Ndidi once again making plays. It's Cengiz Ünder. A fantastic through ball finds Jamie Vardy, and he finds the back of the net. It's 1-0 to Leicester City. And into the second half, an opportunity for Southampton here. It's the defender Stark. He lobs this one up, but it's Fofana winning the header. Now it falls to Ndidi. Now to James Maddison. He finds, brings it to Daniel Podence on the left wing. And now Daniel Podence with a great ball to Jamie Vardy once again. And Jamie Vardy, he just cuts inside and finesses this one, and it's 2-0 to Leicester City. The Foxes on the offensive once again. James Maddison passing this one to Jamie Vardy. Vardy being covered this time, so he just brings a lovely ball to Cengiz Ünder. Ünder cuts, then just takes his time, his sweet old time, then finesses it with a brilliant curler. 3-0. And we're still not done. James Maddison again just leading this attack. It is Daniel Podence. He gets a lovely ball to Alexander Isak, who isn't offside somehow. Then he just drops it off to Dennis Pratt, and Dennis Pratt gets his first Premier League goal in quite a while. Break for Leicester City off a Southampton corner. It's James Maddison, who has been all over the pitch in this match. He gets a lovely ball to Minamino, and Minamino, just to keep it a beat, he fake shots around him, tries to get past the defenders, hits the post. Unluckily enough, it's still his ball though, as he brings it to Wilfred Ndidi, and Ndidi attempts one from way out. It hits the crossbar, and now it's Daniel Podence. He tries a shot, it's blocked. Now Ndidi has the ball, he passes it to Pratt. Now Isak, that's safe, but then Isak just says, F it, it's going in the back of the net. 5-0 to Leicester City, and of course, another 3 points. Galatasaray, it's simple. We win the group. And even though we were playing our backup squad, this is a Galatasaray side that has conceded the most goals in our group. It's ISAK, gets a good ball to Chowdhury, now to Pedrosa on the wing, and Pedrosa gonna use those afterburners as he goes and just crosses this one in for Alexander Isak. It's a lovely header, and it's a 1-0 to Leicester City. Almost immediately. 33 minutes in, a throw in for Leicester City. It's Harvey Barnes. He passes this to James Glover. Now James Glover with a great ball to Dennis Pratt. Lovely pass to Isak, and Isak makes it 2. Isak has scored in every single Champions League match so far for us, and he just continues to dominate. Again, it's Leicester City. Harvey Barnes again as he passes it to James Glover. Now Dennis Pratt. Could it be to Alexander Isak? No, it's to Minamino. But Minamino finds a great ball to Castagna, and Timothy Castagna is going to beat the keeper. He gets his first Leicester goal in his 3rd season here. Well done to him. And into the second half, it is Dennis Pratt winning the ball. He gets it to Alexander Isak, now to James Glover. Glover with a lovely through ball. It's a great bit of vision to find Harvey Barnes, and Harvey Barnes is just going to finesse that one. It's 4-0 to Leicester City. And again, Leicester City on the break. I have no idea how we keep getting all these breaks when we're 4-0 up, but it's Jamie Vardy all by himself, the keeper to beat. He drops this one off though to James Glover, who gets himself a Champions League goal. 25 minutes remaining. It's Galatasaray, but once again, another dispossession, and now Leicester City on another break. It's Harvey Barnes to Jamie Vardy, and Jamie Vardy this time, he's going to be a bit selfish, and he's just going to take it himself. 6-0 to Leicester City. I just cannot wait for the knockouts at this point. Newly promoted Derby County, another rival of ours. Actually, how about we take this moment and look at where Derby are in the league table in real life this season. What a bunch of losers. 3 minutes into this one, Wilfred Ndidi developing the attack for Leicester City. Now Adria Pedrosa, who just gets a lovely ball. He somehow has that type of vision as a fullback. That's great. But Cengiz Ünder gets a nice little cross from Jamie Vardy and puts that one into the net. 1-0 to Leicester City. Derby County with the throw-in, but it's intercepted by Daniel Puddens to Sus King. And now the Sus King brings it to James Madison. Now to Jamie Vardy. Vardy to Wilfred Ndidi. Back to Vardy. Now Tielemans. Tielemans with a lovely ball, who finds Cengiz Ünder in behind the fullback. And Cengiz Ünder is having a day. 2 goals to his name now. Just a little bit later, now it's Derby County through Wisdom with an attack, and Adria Pedrosa trying to catch up to him. It's a bit too late as he brings it to Evans now. And now Evans is just going to take on the defense. It's Wilfred Ndidi on him, but he gets bullied off the ball, and it's just going to be George Evans to give one back to Derby County. This is who bullied Wilfred Ndidi, by the way. And once again, Derby County, could they possibly get an equalizer? Hopefully not, but it's Bird. He gets a ball to Pesic. Now Pesic, lob up to Joswiak, and Joswiak, he's got no one in the box to cross to, so he's just going to wait it out a little bit as he tries to get around Ricardo Pereira, finds a pass to Pesic, and Soyuncu fouls him in the box. Rooney versus Tomas Strakosha, and Strakosha wins that battle. Another penalty save to his name. And Derby County, again, we just struggled with our best team playing as well, but Soyuncu with a great little dispossession, and now the break starts for Leicester City. It's Cengiz Ünder. He finds a lovely pass to Harvey Barnes on the other side of the pitch, and Harvey Barnes with just the keeper to beat, he drops this one to Alexander Isak. 3-1 to Leicester City, and this match is done. Fulham on the attack here at home. Kind of surprising, but it's Taylor Crossdale. He passes this to Reed. Now Reed getting stopped. He brings it back to Crossdale. Back to Reed. Now Reed trying to take on the defense again. He brings it to Taylor Crossdale, who just finds himself with tons of space and gets this one past Schmeichel. It's 1-0 to Fulham. And into the second half, where we continue to struggle, it's Knockaert. He passes it to Reed. Back to Knockaert. Knockaert's just gonna get into some space now as he passes this one to Tom Kearney. Kearney with a lovely through ball to Taylor Crossdale, and it's 2-0 to Fulham. So our Invincibles record is no longer. The first Invincibles were defeated by the mighty Manchester United. And us? We were defeated by newly promoted Fulham. With our first loss in over 50 matches, we drop even more points, and now we're further below Liverpool. It's unfortunate, but the next match is a top of the table clash against Liverpool. How convenient. And so, another battle at Anfield. Could we possibly slim down the gap? Wasn't looking great for us at first. Liverpool off the corner, it's crossed in, but it's headed out. Only goes to Fabinho though, as Fabinho passes this one to Wendell. Now to Marino. Marino cuts inside, has a go, and it's a good save by the keeper. A little bit later, Liverpool once again on the attack. It's Sadio Mane. Now to Wendell. Wendell's gonna get this one to Firmino, and there is plenty of space to run into. There is no sight of Wilfred Ndidi, so it's not looking great for us, but finally he gets back. It's now Fabinho. He gets this one to Sadio Mane. Now to Marino, and Marino finds the bottom right corner. 1-0 to Liverpool, and it's not looking great. And again, it's Liverpool dominating this first half. It's Mo Salah with a header, and he just misses. Finally, a chance for Leicester City. It's Yuri Tielemans. He gets this one out to Cengiz Ünder. Ünder then just brings it back to Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans now to Jamie Vardy. Vardy gets a great ball to James Maddison, then sends the defender, has a shot, and he misses it completely. Liverpool on the attack once again, but it's dispossessed by Ricardo Pereira, and now Ricardo Pereira can start up a bit of a counter-attack. It's really quick, flashy counter-attacking here, as Leicester City, just off the mistake Liverpool make, equalize it here in Anfield. And let's continue the momentum. Leicester City again into the second half. It's James Maddison, now to Jamie Vardy. Vardy gets a great ball to Cengiz Ünder, and Cengiz Ünder with some space to run into, he decides to cut early, then just have a go way out, and it's a great save by Alisson. Liverpool on the attack once again. Fabinho out to Mo Salah on the wing, no one covering him, so he's just gonna go into the box actually. Adria Pedrosa just left for dead. He finally gets back to him, tries to get the ball away from Mo Salah, but he leaves it off to Aubameyang, and once again, it is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang cursing our seasons. Desperation coming into play now. Adria Pedrosa just barely gets the ball to James Maddison. Maddison then flips it off to Wilfred Ndidi. Ndidi, plenty of space. He sees the back four just sleeping, and Alexander Isak's gonna take advantage of that one. It is equalized all of a sudden with just a couple minutes to spare. But that's how the match would actually end. We didn't slim the gap, but at least we didn't make the gap even bigger. We have just one match to spare, and it's against Lyon. And it wasn't until the 67th minute where we actually got our goal. It's Chowdhury out to Dennis Pratt. Now Alexander Isak to James Glover. James Glover, what's he gonna do with it? He just passes it to Chowdhury. Chowdhury then gets it to Dennis Pratt. Pratt with a poke right to Alexander Isak, and Alexander Isak has his 12th goal in the group stages. And here's a look at the table after the end of the group stages. Leicester City, we dominated. 18 points, perfect record, 20 goals scored, 4 only conceded. Amazing so far. Manchester City, 28 minutes played. It's Leicester City, and it's Soyuncu on the ball. He just runs in the middle, then brings it to Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans just bumps it up to Jamie Vardy, and Vardy with just the keeper to beat, he finds the back of the net easily. 1-0 to Leicester City. Almost did it. And again come Leicester City. Adria Pedrosa this time, plenty of space to run into. Manchester City just continue to give us all this space. Now James Maddison on the ball. He brings it to Harvey Barnes on the wing, and he's just going to go into the box, then slide it down to Wilfred Ndidi, and Leicester City's lead has doubled. With time expiring, we have one more opportunity. It is Dennis Pratt, a sub off the bench. He brings it out to Daniel Podence, the sus king, and Daniel Podence, he just runs towards the byline, brings it to Alexander Isak, who just blasts that one into the roof of the net. 3-0 to Leicester City, 3 points. That was easier than expected. And another Manchester team, Manchester United. 17 minutes in, Manchester United on the attack. It's Martial on the ball. He gets around some of the defenders, but then Ricardo Pereira with a great slide just to block that shot. And now it is Leicester City here as Hernandez trying to find someone. He decides to clear it instead. Now Harvey Barnes gets a touch that somehow manages to find Cengiz Ünder thanks to a Davinson Sanchez mistake. And now it's just Cengiz Ünder through on goal. 1-0 to Leicester City, top left corner finish. Beautiful from Cengiz Ünder as he continues to impress. Fast forward to the 88th minute now. It's Yuri Tielemans. He finds Alexander Isak. Now back to Tielemans. Tielemans finds a lovely ball to James Maddison. Not fast enough to get around Davinson Sanchez though, but he does draw him in and just leaves Yuri Tielemans all by himself. 2-0 to Leicester City, and we get another 3 points. Wolves, already an opportunity for Leicester City. It's Wilfred Ndidi, James Glover, now Alexander Isak, back pass to Yuri Tielemans, links up with Alexander Isak. It's beautiful Leicester play, and we're already up 1-0. And then into the second half, Leicester City again. It is James Glover to Daniel Podence, the sus king. He decides to just take on all the defenders, then passes it to Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans then back to Daniel Podence. Podence then just lobs this one up to Isak, giving him a little bit of a boost as he just volleys this one, blasting it into the back of the net. 2-0 to Leicester City. Alexander Isak is on fire. But then I'm actually coughing.
While when you're smiling,